Look, look. Welcome, everybody. It's episode 44. Only a few more before we hit 50, and we got to figure out what to do still. But welcome to the Made in Dreams podcast. I'm your host, Mighty Vicious, here as always every week. Well, almost every week, with Jammy James, a.k.a. Tea Time. And,
I'm here every week.
Huh? What did you say?
I'm here every week.
No, I'm talking about like we're not actually we've missed a few shows because of certain things.
What's with this guy?
We've missed a few things here. Just a few things. Like every couple of weeks,
What have you done?
We just do things. I mean, I have to sit here and represent the Queen's brew.
No.
I mean, what does the Queen think? She's happy about it. She's ecstatic about the whole situation. So, I mean, let's go ahead and just let's just throw it back at the Winchester and we'll be done. All right?
Oh.
All right. So, anyway, guys, I just
that is hilarious.
So
you've actually put the time and effort into that. For those listening on audio, Will has magically done something so that it completely covers my entire face cam with GIFs and memes of the British culture, and it's fantastic.
I mean, it's just your smooth words. Your smooth words don't they don't move me. I mean, he says I'm in a mood. He says I'm in a mood.
You are in a mood. You are very much in a mood.
And maybe I am. Maybe I am. So, look, we've come back around. We had other things we had to do last week, but this week, we're going to talk about DreamsCom. Because we had some big stuff going on last weekend. In case y'all don't know, we had the directors and writers of Fat Man, the Nelms brothers. They came on and talked to us. We introduced them to Dreams. They have a few things they wanted to talk about as far as the creation and filmmaking, which y'all know is my jam. So, all I'm saying is now we're here. DreamsCom happened. It's still happening. You can still visit, all the booths and stuff if you haven't gotten around to it yet. And, yeah, I guess let's get to it. I'm going to let Jamie take this over.
All right.
Well,
I, for one, think that DreamsCom has improved dramatically this year. Like, just the absolute quality of the show floor. Like, how it's evolved in its process. Like, so much more effort. I mean, obviously, they put effort into last year's DreamsCom, but it was the first one they did. So they didn't really have, a good idea of how to do it and whatnot, and they've taken that year to really think how to improve DreamsCom, and it really showed. Like, it was absolutely mind-blowing to see the amount of effort and attention to detail that they put into it. Just the audio alone, like when you're walking around the expo, it literally had the same ambient sound of being in a massive room, and it was just so well done, and I just really want to give a shout out to the team that made it because it was absolutely fantastic, and I don't know how they're going to top it next year. It's just incredible.
I feel like there's going to be something missing when the world finally, stops burning, and they talk about doing it in person. I really feel like it's almost like I don't know if it could be better in person. Like, I don't know. It just feels like this feels so right for the IP. I mean, what do you think about that? Like, do you think that, should the events just get bigger or, a lot of us won't be able to get, but a lot of us won't be able, well, the digital events, get bigger because,
absolutely.
In person, everybody won't be able to make it. We don't have the money to set up the booths like we can build in Dreams. And so just as a side thing, that's something I was thinking about earlier was like, do we want a live event, or would the live event kind of just be like, if they were like, we're doing something live, it's a greeter, we can all link up and have fun. It's not necessarily like a conference. And,
I mean, I would love it if they did DreamsCom like, IRL, it would be fantastic to actually be at a whole expo just literally dedicated to Dreams, like DreamsCom is now, but just in real life. But the problem that you face with it is obviously the localization of it. Because, Media Molecule is a UK-based studio, no one from any other region is really going to have the affordability to come to the show. So you're going to be quite limiting the amount of people that's going to be there. And I think with Dreams and it being, a video game, and again, I'm using air quotes with that, it really does suit being online because it's made in Dreams. It shows what Dreams can do. And I think that especially when we have, say, multiplayer, like, imagine if they did DreamsCom, where, each server can host 150 people. So as you're walking around, there's no longer just pre-animated NPCs sitting around everywhere. You're actually there in a room with 150 other dreamers online walking around this expo. Like, that's where I think they're going to take it next, when obviously multiplayer becomes a thing. And imagine how cool that would be to just walking around, party chat on. You walk up to someone, hey, who are you? Oh, you're whoever, like, you're Mighty Vicious, or okay, you're RBD Jellyfish, and you're just walking around the expo together, looking at all the booths and stuff, talking because it's server based, it's online. Like it, I don't think you can get any better than that. It's the ultimate digital version of a real life expo, and I think that Media Molecule as a company have really set an example of what can be done digitally for things that are usually RIL. Like, there is no reason why E3 this year couldn't have done that. They could have easily made a very simple game that could have released for free on all the consoles and to PC, where you can interactively walk around the showcase floor and, boot up the trailers and boot into the demos. It would have been a fantastic way to do E3. And I feel that Media Molecule is really showing the world, hey, look, yeah, we're used to having these big events, but because of the way the world works currently, we can't do that. So we've digitized it. And to me, it's like, well, why don't they do that anyway now? I've always wanted to go to E3, but I could never afford to go just because of where it is and how much it would cost to get there. But if
Yeah.
they did this digital game version where I could walk around the show floor, that's going to be a lot closer than I'm ever going to get to it. I think all of the main conferences should follow in Media Molecule suit and make a digital version alongside their real life event for those that can't attend.
I agree. I agree. So, I guess what did you want to get into first? I'm gonna go ahead and switch us over here so that we can take a just while we talk. We'll have you know little videos of some of the community creations that were released, and people can
Yeah.
watch it. So,
Well, one of the things that I found quite shocking was the originals, because we've talked about this previously on the show. When we've
so
been predicting what we think Media Molecule will end up doing in the
I
future
said,
with
I
all of.
said, I said community creations.
Okay.
So I mean, we can come back to the originals,
Uh,
but
okay. Cool.
I mean, because I got to do some talking, some gloating on that. However, let's start with the community creations. Like it's just everything we have. We have tons of stuff that was released. So let's start there.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's the thing. There was just so much that came out, demos and trailers and stuff. I don't even know where to start. I mean, this, for example, Zed Exodus that's on, showing on the screen now, fantastic creation. And I just love that all these people have waited for Dreamscom to really showcase all their stuff, because then we just get this one big massive pool of new stuff. And I still haven't got through all of it on the Dreamiverse. There's pages for it, and I still haven't got through all of it. It's just amazing. But this particular creation is really really good.
Yeah,
I really really liked it, and it's completely different to what Trix has made before. So it's really cool to see him venturing out into sort of different type of genres of gaming, and yes, completely undeniably different to anything else he's done, and it's really nice to see that.
yeah, I agree. I agree. I still have yet to actually go into play, but yeah, that's already on my queue. So it's awesome.
Another Sorry, yeah, another cool game that I managed to play recently was Porto. I'm not sure if you've seen Porto, but Porto was a creation made way, way back when Dreams first come out. Sort of like a demo when he was figuring out how all the mechanics worked and stuff, and now he's rebooting it. now that he's learned all of the mechanics and how to use dreams properly. And it's just a really cool looking puzzle game. I love the mechanics in it, and the little robot, the way he moves is just he's improved so much. I mean, to me personally, Porto the original was flawless anyway. It was just a mind-boggling creation how someone made it that quick, but Porto reboot is going to be really, really cool when that comes out as well. And he's got a playable demo that you can try now as well, which is really good.
So, what did you think of the overall layout of, I guess, of DreamsCom?
I specifically loved the meaty molecule bit, where you got off the train and you walked down the escalators, and then you had the main three big booths. You had Tren and the new Ancient Dangers and Mega Penguin. That looked really, really nice. And it was super centralized and it looked perfect. And when you went through the portal and you go to the other creation booths from the community, it was fantastic, but I just wish it would have been a bit bigger. I wish that it would have had more booths in each hall so that it gave you that sense of a big massive expo. It felt a little closed off in its size, like there was 4 or 5 booths per hall. I think that it should have been doubled so that it gave you more of a bigger room to walk around in. But I
I,
mean, it was fine. But
yeah, I feel like that had to be intentional just because of like the demands of
yeah.
each. So, and yes, your name is on screen, Mr. Casey Jones, for Shaz, which looks interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I guess which what stood out to you, like, of the community creations? Of course they're all amazing, but we all have our flavors, our taste.
Boy.
So was there something that you saw that you were just like immediately like it caught you, it hit a little different for you?
It would have to be Elka's glitcher booth. It's
Okay.
it's really it's really simplistic, but it just really hit that tone. So it was just a normal booth just glitching out. But when you enter the booth, all the booths, like all the metal parts that make the shell of the booth. Then I'm not sure what the right word I'm looking for. It turned into the logo of Glitcher, and then he created a QR code that was scannable. Like, I don't know how long that took to get that right, because if it's not pin perfect, that QR code is not going to scan. And he made a scannable QR code in Dreams on the side of the booth that went straight to his trailer on YouTube, and that takes dedication.
Yeah.
Like, to
Yeah.
make a QR code in Dreams that works is tough.
I was honestly sitting there like, how he do that?
Yeah.
I read across, I'm like, yo, that is a QR code. I was like, did
Crazy.
somebody input this into the game for him? Like, was this a special request? The Elka pool. And I was,
Yeah.
yeah. And for Milo, he said Dino for me in spirit. And
We was supposed
we,
to have a Dino booth, but we got far too adventurous with all the ideas of what we could do without giving too much away of the game, and it just never ended up happening. I ended up making the podcast booth, and that was all we got to. The team was
which,
too busy.
which we, you did want to make. You did want to make an announcement on that, but we could save that for later, right?
Mm.
Like, or are
Yeah.
you going to do that today? Okay. So, um, I guess. Well, I mean, anything else where it was just like, oh my god, like as far as the community creations go?
There was some really interesting booths as well, like that just wasn't booths. So there was one booth, and I can't remember who the creator is, but it was the guy sat sleeping on a chair with a list of things to do for his booth that he never ended up doing. Like, that was really clever. I really like that. Someone made like a gift shop as well. That was really good. Someone made like a fun house. They didn't specifically make a booth advertising anything. They just made stuff to help fill out the show floor.
Yeah,
And I thought that was really cool to actually just make something for DreamsCom that someone else wouldn't necessarily make, because obviously they want to promote their own stuff. But these guys took the time to make something that you would necessarily see at an expo and add it anyway. And I thought that was pretty sweet. I like that. It really helped with the whole expo vibe, having a gift shop and different places to play and stuff. It was really good.
And Imberg said Piece of Craft's booth was fire, and it was
Oh yeah,
absolute
Pace across
fire.
the
I don't know how he stayed within the rules.
right. Yeah,
Like it just didn't
I
make
don't know
sense to me.
how he got that within the thermo limit. Like I I had to reduce so much stuff out of my booth. Like I had to delete so much stuff to make it work. How did he make all of that happen with the animation and everything within that thermo limit? I don't know. He's just God mode. It's just ridiculous. I don't
Yeah.
know how they do it. I really don't.
Well, what about the trailers release? Did you have something that hit you different on that end?
Oh, how about you?
Well, I would say impressed by all of them, but
That's the thing. It's so difficult to
yeah.
pick one to say that was my favorite.
And I'm trying to remember the name. It has a super simplistic art style, and I remember when the person posted it on like them working on it, like months ago on Twitter. But it's the one that's like a storytelling. Like I'm going blank right now, and it's
Mm.
making me upset because it's the same issue I'm having with naming other stuff. But I can't remember. It's oh my god, it's so simple. You know what? I'm about to go look. I'm about to go look.
Well, while
Right?
you look,
Yeah.
the first two that come to mind for me is Saku's Mind game, the Crystal Guardian. Love the
Yeah.
look of that. Super, super nice. It just hits all the right vibes for me, like the whole fantasy feel and the adventure and all the color. It's just really nice. But another trailer that I really liked and I found super funny was the I think it's the walking simulator or the walking game. I can't remember the name specifically, but it's a game where you're just supposed to walk and not do anything else. And in the trailer, the character is doing
Oh,
other stuff.
yeah. It's super comical. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
really, I found that super, super funny. It was very good. A lot of comedic value went into the trailer, and yeah, it was really, really good. Oh, that's it. This is a walking simulator. Thank you, Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, I mean, we always have the things that we could like Starfighter Gemini blew my mind. Like
yeah, of course.
the like
Yeah.
where people are going with like 8-bit and the fidelity they're pulling off. As I swing trying to get yo, Natalie is back. Natalie is back. What is wrong with you, woman? There. Anyway, so if y'all don't know who Natalie is, it's a gnat that always shows up when I'm trying to stream on Fridays. And this heifer was all up in my eyeball a minute ago. But anyway, yeah, Starfighter Gemini. I was just like, it took me back to my childhood. Of course, the reality, Bad Robo. But the one I was trying to remember was After Image by Rocky with a Gun.
Oh, yes.
After
Yes.
Image, and so I would have to say After Image and Not by
Oh,
Vorn.
no. Oh, no is just.
Like,
Oh my God, Nort is just. I originally saw Nort a while ago on Twitter before DreamsCom was a thing, and at first I thought, oh, is this made by the people that made Limbo? Like, I just saw a video. I didn't look at anything else. I just saw the videos. Like, this looks like the creators of Limbo, and then I see that it's Dreams, and it just completely blew my mind. Like that art style, the gameplay, the camera angles, everything about it is just pure bliss. Like it is perfect.
yeah,
I can't wait to play it.
and just seeing what everybody's been working on, and I mean, Insane Alpha Beta said, "Don't forget Purgatory Panic," and yeah, I mean,
Mm.
Tom was playing that, but what was it, day two
I think so.
of the
Mm.
MM streams? Yeah,
Yeah.
that mind blowing. Like, I mean, Surrounded, great job. Like just straight up, just great job. Um,
But this
I've
is
go ahead.
so I was gonna say like compared to last year, like last year's trailers were fantastic, but you can really see the evolution of the quality of the dreams that have released in trailer form this year. You can really see the progression that dreamers have made from last year's Dreamscom trailers to this year's Dreamscom trailers. I mean, you can see such a jump in in, film design, asset design, world creation. Everything has just jumped up incredibly, and it's so good to see because you just think, wow, all of these amazing games is coming out on this platform, and it's just going to turn into this indie central pipeline of endless pure quality entertainment, and it is that already,
Yeah.
but it's getting better though. Like these people are getting better at learning how Dreams works, and the more they work on it, the higher content and the bigger the games are getting, and it's just like crazy to think like what's DreamsCom 2025 going to look like? What are
I,
the level of creations we're going to see?
and as a person, if y'all remember, who wasn't in the community the last time Dreamscom came around, it was pretty breathtaking. Like, it was amazing to see it this time. I was, knee deep in just learning what Dreams was when, like, when all of like everybody got to be around for the first one, and I mean, I got to hear some horror stories from the first one as well. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, the first day it dropped, I basically went through and ran through every level like immediately, and just I ran through it. I got motion sickness because I was way too close to the TV, and I was just like going through all the booths and going in and out of the portals to the next level, and like I was like, I think I'm making myself sick. I made myself sick, and it's just yeah, like it was it was all amazing. Like that's just bottom line. But I do want to take a moment because we did say we were going to do something. And I want to make sure people know that we are, in fact, doing it and we are prepared. The the lines are open. So if you guys want to call in to talk DreamsCom, feel free. Just go to the Discord. Yeah, most of you are in the Discord, but there you go. If you don't, and when you come into the open line, mute yourself until you're called on, and you can talk about whatever you want. And as far as DreamsCom goes, and also this is After Image on the screen now. It's just
So
such
good.
a unique art
Yeah.
style, and I want to know how they did it
Yeah.
because it really does. It's such a unique style that it kind of hides that it's Dreams.
It is definitely one of those where you look at it and you have to question whether or not it was made in dreams.
Yeah. So like I said, this one was just that, and of course, as Insane brought up, Purgatory Panic. It's just like there's certain ones where it's like It's not that I never thought it could be created in dreams, but things still surprise me when I see them, and I'm like, oh hell. Someone created this in dreams, and it still kind of blows me away,
Yeah.
especially if it's a style that you don't see a lot of people using, or if it's the only person using it. So, um, let me see here. Okay, we have a few people. Does DreamsCom happen in
Ooh.
person or only online? It was online. It was completely done as an online expo by Media Molecule, and everyone could submit their own trailers. You could make a booth for projects you're working on. Completely interactive. So yeah. Um, so again, like I said, anybody that wants to jump into the open line, just jump in, mute yourself, and yeah, we'll get to you in a moment. So, uh, as I said, those were ones that stood out to me, but everybody did a fantastic job.
Yeah, I
So
mean, it's just everybody puts so much effort into their booths, into their trailers. Yeah, it's so cool to see that people are so invested in dreams, and it really does excite me because I just imagine when all these games come out, it's just gonna blow people's minds, and especially for those that are not in dreams yet. When all of the you can show them this, and you go, look, they did an expo for it. Here's all the current games that are coming out. They're not like exclusive to anything else, and blah 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 blah, all that rubbish that you get from developers. No, these are just real life people just making games for the community because it's a passion thing. That's what they love to do, and it's just so joyous to see. And I can't wait for all of them to come out and just sit for hours on end playing them. It's going to be great.
Well, first up, we have Notre Dame in the line. So go ahead and unmute yourself and call her. You're on the air.
Hey, big fan, long time listener. Thanks for letting me call in.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. What you want to talk about today?
Hey guys. Yeah, I just want to talk about Stank Hank and the craze that's taken the Dreamerverse, right? How great
I
is
love
this?
it. I have had Stank Hank in my mind non-stop all week. It's like every time I turn to Twitter, there is a new addition added to Twitter and more people collaborating on all these videos. And it's just so cool. I love it.
Oh, I can't get enough of this guy.
I mean, when I ran by the booth, I stopped and I laughed my butt off. It's interesting to me that it's caught on like this, but I mean, I love to see the community take something that I mean, when I say small, I don't mean, like not important or
Right.
like but it's just funny what is being latched onto, and the greatness of the song, rightfully so. That's something I did not expect as a presentation in DreamsCom.
And like a good example, Nautical Squatch's booth is in the same hall, right? And there's a ton of like big names and Dreams working on that booth, right? And they put a ton of hard work into it, and it's great. It's a great booth. But the booth that became, I guess, viral in Dreams is the Stank Hank booth, right? It's just that's the beauty of Dreams. And Hank wasn't like a very active member in the community, and I was like, does this guy even know? So I reached out in Dreams and commented on his page. The next thing I know, he's liking all these tweets, and I just love that he's like taken on to, just welcome with open arms.
And I guess I'll take the time to ask you then, as we've gone back and forth about it, was there anything at DreamsCom that you felt like that really took you by storm other than Stank Hank? Like, was there a creation you saw that kind of expanded what you thought was possible within Dreams?
I don't know that anything like made me think like, oh, I didn't think that we could do that, because I think we all have really high expectations now at this point for what Dreams can do, because we can see it, right? We can see what's there. I will say that I was starting to get a little jaded with Dreams before DreamsCom, right? Because it'd been so long since we had heard anything new. And it's just like, well, okay, what's coming? What have they been working on? And I started, and then Mega Penguin came out, right? And they hyped that up so big, and I'm like, oh, this is what they've been working on, Mega Penguin. And not to like discredit Mega Penguin, because I love the idea of what it is, and that everybody can get together and make a piece of this puzzle that becomes the whole story, right? But I'm like, if this is all they've been doing, what am I doing here? And so I was a little like caught off guard, and at first, and then when DreamsCom came and I seen the originals and those type of things that were coming, and I thought, okay, maybe I overreacted a bit. But I think that we all kind of have to lower our expectations a little bit and give time to see, to I guess, flesh out their vision, right?
Yeah. I mean, what we have to appreciate as well is that they are a small team. Like, I know they've been on like a hiring high key lately, but they are still a small team. And I think their visions are a lot bigger than their actual manpower. So for these things to come out that they want to build, it is just going to take time. But we know them as a company to be the type of company that will deliver, though. They're not the type of people to promise something and never bring it out. And I mean, so we just got to give them that time.
Yeah. And I think we have to remember that they're fans of their own game. As much stuff as we bring out, like, oh, we want multiplayer, we want all this other stuff, it's like they're like, we want it too, we got to make it though. And so while we get to make demands, they're sitting there like, oh, we're making it, we're doing it, we're trying. And I mean, go ahead.
I just think that we can all relate to that, right? Because just as like you guys are working on Dino and you have these big dreams for what Dino can be, and maybe we can't like attain that yet, but like we're working to get there, right?
Yeah,
Just like for my projects, it's the same deal. Like I have these big dreams. Maybe I can't do it yet, but we want it, you know? It's not
yeah.
that they don't want it for us.
Mm. No, I completely agree. It's just that their visions for what they want to do is so huge. I mean, just take multiplayer for instance. They could just make multiplayer so you can add people to the game, but they want to add multiplayer to the whole entire thing of Dreams. Like their mind just expanding. Like, well, let's not limit multiplayer to just games. Let's add multiplayer to dream shaping so people can create together and stuff. Like they just want to give us everything. They don't want to compromise with Dreams, and that's what I love about their vision is they want to give us anything and everything they can possibly fester. And to do that, it's going to take time. I mean, Dreams itself took 10 years to develop, and it's a never-ending process. It's something that's never going to be finished. And we just have to be grateful that we're along the ride for the journey as it evolves into whatever it will become.
Yeah, and I think what you mentioned earlier about DreamsCom and walking through DreamsCom with someone else in multiplayer, I never like fathomed that as like a possible thing. And when you mentioned it, I thought, well, that would be so awesome. Like
Yeah,
getting
it'd be so
like an
good.
8-person lobby or however many they're able to do, and just everybody gets together like that.
Yeah.
Like Keld has had guests, right? Whenever he goes through DreamsCom. Last year he had Kamal, this year he had Nautical Squatch, and it was just
Yeah.
like, oh, they're going through this journey together. But if they were in the scene, with
Exactly.
their that adds to that whole adventure, especially for
Yeah.
us as streamers and people that like share with the community our
Exactly.
experiences. You know.
And I think it's definitely something that can 100% happen, especially in the hands of Media Molecule, because they are 100% community driven. And what better way to connect the community together than to put them in DreamsCom and allow them to walk around the expo together and enable party chat? It's just, to me, it's the ultimate way to experience DreamsCom. And I'd love it.
I agree. I mean, we just love it so much. We want it right now. That's
Yeah.
it's like I said, it's just they do too. But
I think that VR is just vastly underused at this point too, because it's
Yeah.
such a great tool and it's so like, what you can do in VR, especially on the PS5, it just like cleans everything up. Makes it a lot smoother. It's underutilized, and it's a shame that they come out with that before they came out with the multiplayer. Because I think multiplayer would have done more for Dreams. But I'm glad that we have I'm glad that we have VR because it's really an experience.
I think VR would have been a much easier task for them as opposed to multiplayer, though. I think that's probably why we got it in that order, is because it's a native program for PS4, and they would have had a ton of support from PlayStation to be able to get that to work. But yeah, I think it's just purely because it was a much easier. I mean, it wasn't easy, don't get me wrong, but it was a lot easier to contemplate than getting multiplayer working. Because again, they don't want to give us a half-baked version of multiplayer. They want to go all in on it. And personally, myself, I would rather just wait and have the vision of multiplayer that they want to bring, especially for someone that's working with a team on a creation like Dino, the ability to, 3 or 4 of us to hang out in the same scene, creating stuff, and just for the ability to just sit there even and just watch it happen live while all these other people in the team is still working on the same scene is just there's no other program that offers that, and
Yeah.
it would be euphoric for me to just sit there and watch it happen. So I'm happy to wait. But
and
Right,
but
and
yeah.
then for people like Acerd and Tap Giles that do a lot of teaching, that hands-on like
Yeah,
experience with those guys would be really like
exactly.
beneficial for everyone. Yeah.
and I think there's going to be a bigger push towards VR when PSVR 2 comes than there was with the original. Like when they were like PSVR support, there was a group of people who honestly like they had the PSVR, but they weren't really like, how do I put this? You have to look at the people who actually bought PSVR, and then you still got to take a smaller segment than that to see who bought Dreams.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
like until you get that to even out a little bit, you're not gonna see more experiences in PSVR. But I think Jamie hit me up with the stats that they released in the investors call for PlayStation with like what they're planning on doing with PSVR 2. When that hits, I think it'll be a little bit more acceptable, or accessible. There you go. A little more accessible, and that people in Dreams especially will start creating a little more for it.
Right, because if you make a game in Dreams, right, you're limiting your demographic already to people that are in Dreams. And then when you make a VR game, then you cut that in half, right? At least.
Yeah.
So there's not as much push for the VR, but I'm counting on more VR experiences. Well, even the new experience from Zeke and Beavis and Hilowski.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen that?
I haven't physically seen it. I've seen it on Twitter, but I haven't physically played it.
I played it in VR. It was a little queasy by the end, but it was awesome. And it's just me moving too quick, probably. But
I
it
think
was
when PSVR 2 comes out, I think that's going to have a massive advantage for Dreams purely because of the controllers alone. Because you have access to all the buttons that you would necessarily have on the DualShock is now on the controllers for PSVR 2, and Media Molecule's done a fantastic job of actually interpreting that to the buttons that are accessible on the Move controllers. But I think with the precision that you're going to get from PSVR 2, because it's not relying on the camera anymore. It's got inside-out tracking on PSVR 2, same as the Oculus Quest 2. And the tracking difference between PSVR right now and Oculus Quest 2 is black and white. It's so much more intricate and detailed on Quest 2 because of the way that it tracks the controllers using the infrared sensors. And that's the technology now that is on PSVR 2. So I think that's going to give Dream Shapers a lot more attention to detail with their creations, because they can be really finite with the way that they want things to look and add those small little details, because the way that the hand movement works with motion controls right now with PSVR, it's very janky and it doesn't track very well unless you're in the right conditions.
Especially in the PS5, for the people that moved on to that, you get a lot of stutter, I guess.
Exactly, but when this new headset comes out, I think it's going to really push dreamers, especially, to upgrade that like to create in VR, because there's just going to be so many advantages to them doing that.
Yeah, I agree. But thanks for having me, guys. I just wanted to stop in for a second. I see there's people waiting, so I don't want to hold it.
You still need to reach out to us when you're ready to come back on, because we did want to do a solo episode with you at some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get something together.
All right. Cool. All right. So
thanks for your call.
On to the next caller. We have Insane Alpha Beta, who I'm sure has been waiting. So, Insane Alpha Beta, welcome. You are on the line. Get in here and talk about DreamsCom. I saw you on mute, but I didn't. Oh,
there we go.
There we go.
I'm sure my mic quality is just as good as it was last time.
It's fine.
It's fine.
So, it sounds like a real call, so it fits the show. It's fine.
I went back and I watched the VOD just to hear y'all talk about it. It's me like, there was something wrong.
Wait, I'm sorry. I didn't get any of that at all.
You know what? That sounds accurate.
It sounded like he just went squeak. So anyway,
my mic survives. I actually wanted to bring up something you were supposed to bring up last week, but you were not able to bring up. You had mentioned on the week before that one that you saw some games that looked like they were made in Dreams.
Yes.
What were they?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna have to wait till next week because I have to go back and find the trailers for all these games that there's like 50,000 trailers for games that come out a week. The ones that I saw that triggered that comment. Basically, I have to go back and find them now because, man, the last 3 weeks have been crazy for me. I'm sorry. Like it may have seemed like
Of course.
I enjoyed myself last week on the podcast because I was able
Oh,
to
did you
talk
now?
movies. But I'm gonna tell y'all, if you look closely at last week's video, you will understand that you can see the screaming in my eyes. I was so stressed about so
Oh,
much
I
stuff
smelled them. Don't worry.
yeah, we had so much stuff we've been trying to work on for this that like while I was ecstatic, I was also like dying inside, just stressed out of my mind. So yeah, I'll get back to that topic, I promise you. But I can't do it right now because I literally have to, like, those games were pushed out of my mind palace and now I have to go find them again and then we'll be able to talk about it.
Boy.
I love that you always have new names for these things. Mind grapes, mind palace now.
Oh, that's just Will. He's
Yeah.
full of them.
That's just me. So, I mean, but yeah. So I guess what was something that you saw? Because I know you had your Evolution trailer in DreamsCom. Well done, by the way.
Mhm.
Loved it. Loved it.
Thank you.
But was there
The
something that
bench.
caught you?
I was gonna say I was initially surprised when I went to Hall 8 and saw that the first thing you see is my booth just right there in the center. I was like, ooh. I was not expecting that to happen. But I think the first booth that really took my attention and immediately grabbed it was the Zed Exodus booth. I went to that booth and the music started playing and I'm like, this song is so good. I just stayed there listening to the whole
Yeah.
track.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
it's so over the top, but in all the right ways. I loved it. It's so good.
and, and then I ended up, the other thing that just immediately comes to mind is seeing Bad Robo's trailer for The Reality, whatever it is. and to know that everything he's been posting is actually part of the same thing, whatever it's supposed to be, I am so ready for it.
At this point, it's got to be a walking simulator. I mean, it can't be anything else. Surely all the firmware is taken up on those scenes, and there can't be any room for mechanics unless
You say that,
I don't know. He is a
you
god
say
when it
that, but
comes
he
to
posted
dreams.
a video once showing that there was a respectable amount of thermo left in those scenes, and the thermo was not completely taken up.
Wow,
Yeah.
crazy.
So yeah, there's gonna be. I am so like, what's this? Like, there's so many different locations. What's the story gonna be?
It's
That is
insane.
super
Everyone's already
interesting
mentioned.
because he's done so many alternates for those same scenes. So like he had the walking up and you see the water in the distance, but then he has the one where there's a UFO there.
Yeah,
And so being that he has all these variants to those scenes, it's like it could literally just be like, a gallery of his work and just walking through it, or it could also have some crazy story. We might see Siren Head in there again somewhere. We don't know what's going on as far as that goes because of those variants. So that is very interesting.
Plot twist, it's actually taken by the Rust Part 3.
very possible. Very
Which
possible.
wouldn't surprise me.
No.
One bit.
And then I
Okay.
mentioned Purgatory Panic earlier, which I played a ton of. It is.
Yeah.
Have you played the demo?
Yes. Hyper addicted.
So, the music almost reminded me of Spyro for some reason.
Purgatory
Huh.
And I
Panic
don't know
is-
why.
It's super unique. Like it's
It
really
really
unique.
is.
I love it.
It
It's
was
just-
so. I mentioned this. I commented on the demo itself where I said, I mean this in the best possible way. This game looks so weird. It looks so weird, but it looks weird in a good way.
Yeah.
It's that camera angle though, isn't it? It's the way that camera is
It
positioned.
is.
It really does throw you off at first, and you're like, ooh, okay, how where am I going? How do I do this? It's like it really threw me off the first time I played it, but once you got the hang of the camera angle being in that position, it really gives you a unique way of doing platforming. It's like it's turned
Mm-hmm.
what people would say is a boring platforming section into something really interesting because of just the camera angle alone. It's very clever.
I also love the detail of when you're actually getting closer to the top of the level, the face you see goes
Yeah.
from like, oh hey, it's all nice stuff to I'm going to destroy you.
Yeah.
When that happened,
I love it.
it instantly reminded me of the flower from Undertale. That's that I got Undertale vibes instantly when it changed into like the evil phase. It was just I really like it. Purgatory Panic is fantastic, and I can't wait for more levels.
I can't remember the what when this was said, but I think the creator said the only reason it's not done yet is because they feel like it needs more levels. So I have a feeling it's going to be a big game.
Yeah.
It's going to take
Yeah.
like hours to get through, which I am so all for more of those in Dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it. Give it to me. I'm ready. I'm ready to literally waste the next 12 hours of my life just going through those levels. Just let me know when they're available, and I'll be good to go.
Yep.
No, we got more too much Dino to work on, but yeah, I get your sentiment. don't go throwing or assigning over time we don't have. But no, just playing. So
I will say one more thing before I forget,
mhm.
because knowing me, I will forget this. DreamsCom was absolutely amazing this year, but imagine how a digital DreamsCom will be when we get multiplayer added. And you can go through and look at all the booths with friends and stuff like that, or just jump in a random lobby of people looking through booths instead of just being random characters. Then it'll really be more like a convention after that.
Yep. And we're ready for it. We just got to wait for Media Molecule to give us that update, and then I think it's quite
Eventually.
possible. I think it's quite possible that next year maybe it might be a thing, but only time will tell. But hopefully, multiplayer's out
That's
by
a
then.
good assumption.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Well,
Be
I'll
patient.
2 years later.
I have to say again because I see people are missing it, even though I'm trying to keep typing it in chat. But yes, if you want to talk about DreamsCom with us, then jump into the. There's a line set up on the Discord called Open Line. You jump in and you mute yourself until we call on you, and then we'll have you on the air. So yeah, if you have something you really want to say about DreamsCom, or if you're one of the creators of these mini trailers that we're showing and you want to just say something extra, feel free. Jump on in and mute yourself. And next we have Lee's. Have you satisfied yourself with everything you needed to say, Insane?
Yeah.
All
This has
right.
always been a ton of fun, and I hope to one day make my official return to the podcast to talk more about evolution.
Indeed.
Oh, you will.
Indeed.
You will.
We will be in touch, of course. So
Have fun, and may the Friday curse eventually go away.
eventually. Also, don't put that evil on us, Erky Bobby. We're doing okay for today. So, thanks again, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And now we have Lee's lady. How you doing? You here with us? I see that you are here with us. But maybe she's not ready yet. Anyway, so hopefully she'll jump in because her game is
Just
on
about
screen.
to say it was perfect timing because Survive is here and she's not on.
Oh, unfortunate. But anyway, again, anybody else, if you want to jump in, but to go on to, I guess now we can talk about the originals until we get more calls to go back. You ain't got to say it like that, bro.
No,
good.
I'm excited. I am excited.
I think I
I'm
have
very
arrived.
excited.
Oh,
here
she's
she is. Hello.
well, never mind. We're not switching yet,
Yeah,
ladies and
all right.
gentlemen.
Kablamo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn off you guys. How y'all doing? DreamsCom was a good time, man. DreamsCom was a blast. Yeah, I hit all of the booths in 9 hours. I made sure to stop at I wanted to meaningfully engage with each one. Some of those engagements were met more with more appreciation than others, and that's okay. Um, I don't know if I don't know if it's been mentioned yet, but my absolute favorite booth, which I mean I hate to pick favorites, but no, I don't, was Dorian's booth,
Yes.
which is you've
Yes.
talked about it.
No, we
Wasn't it
haven't talked about
amazing?
it, but someone asked me earlier, it's Mighty, what was your favorite booth? And like I told y'all, I'm losing brain cells here. Like I'm running on E. But yeah, they'll probably be Dorian's because
Amazing.
it really was. Go ahead.
Yeah, it had so much to do, and it was just very functional. Yeah. I loved that booth. And then I picked one favorite from each hall, and the other day, so I because there's so many creators. There are so many creators. It's like I don't even know who some of these people are. Most of these people are. But I wanted to pick one booth that was my favorite from each hall. And then after DreamsCom, I just want to go and see, okay, whose booth, who's, I have what, 47? There's 47 halls. So go
Yeah.
through each of those favorites from each hall and just dive into their creations. Just see what are they working on and who are they? Because, and I went through two so far. I've only gotten through two because they have so much stuff. People are making so much content. I mean, it's like having a, I don't know, like we can say it's like Netflix for games, but I mean, just within one creator's profile, there could be an entire Netflix of games. It's like it's so I'm really amazed by how talented and devoted the artists are who contributed to DreamsCom, and it's really a bottomless pit of talent.
Of to put it like Ian Nelms said last week, it's a lot of sweat equity going on
Oh,
going on in Dreams, and it needs to be
yes,
touted
100%.
more.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get in touch with IGN because I done hit them up from
Ooh,
every angle you could possibly hit. Just to be, I'm on the corporate page. I'm in people's
nice.
DMs. I'm messaging on certain things. I'm just like, yo, it truly is. Like a few of them understand and throw a lot of shine. But I feel like with something like DreamsCom, especially when they showed Mega Penguin, like that was amazing. Just to see
Yeah.
it on IGN as its own separate game, but still within Dreams. Yeah, it's just, I really feel like the industry as a whole should be, I don't know, touting Dreams just a bit more, just for the art of
Yeah.
it, just for the art of it
Yeah.
all. So, but yeah, like DreamsCom, as you know, I believe it was Jet Yeti who said it, but same as me, like I wasn't in the Dreams community the last time DreamsCom came around. Like I was playing Dreams,
Mm,
but I
yeah.
wasn't there to, I didn't know what DreamsCom was, and I was just, trying to do my own thing. And like a moron, and yeah. So this, as overall, just to be here for this experience this time around is
Yeah.
awesome. Just to see
Yeah.
everyone come together to unite under the Dreams banner, and
Mm.
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Thank you
It's
for doing that, for reaching out to IGN and like advocating for Dreams and DreamsCom because there is a shocking lack of attention, and then the attention that gets there is super ignorant and just like Dreams has lots of games but not enough players, just like dumb asinine
mm.
stuff that really
But
is just
that's
yeah,
just typical of
yeah.
any editorial company, though, isn't it?
Hmm.
They need that clickbaity title. They need something to draw the readers in. And yeah, to a certain degree, yes, there does need to be more players. But Media Molecule are aware of this, and it's one of their top priorities. And
Yeah.
we're soon going to see a shift in the Dreamiverse. They're going to do something. They're not just sitting on it. There's something in the works to bring the players in. And when those players do come in, I mean, just look at the quality of stuff that has been revealed at DreamsCom. It is an endless powerhouse of brand new indie IPs, and it's
Yeah.
just yeah. And the more I look at these indie games that are coming out, like I played Omno recently, and I was playing through Omno and absolutely loved it. Fantastic game. It was the developer's first title that they've ever made, and I just looked at that and thought, this is so doable in Dreams, and like there's been so many games like Omno made in Dreams, and it's like if only people played Dreams, because so many people was
Yeah.
hyping up Omno, and all for the right reasons, because it is a fantastic game. And there was like all this hype on Twitter for Omno, all deserved, but it's just like, okay, I get why you're hyping it, I get it, and it is a fantastic game, but go to Dreams and you will find 7,000 more games like Omno for you to play, all
Yeah.
in one place. It's like we just need more people to know that that type of quality of content is now here. Because the first misconception with Dreams when it originally came out is that it was just full of memes and rubbish games and unfinished polished demos, and that seems to be the stereotype that is now stuck with
Mm-hmm.
Dreams, and that's all people think because that's what all of the writers originally said. So
Yeah.
we need a rehash now, and we need all of these reviewers to come back and do a re-review of Dreams now that all of this premium content is here, so that they
Yep.
can then say, okay, this is what Dreams was like then, but this is what it's like now. It's completely changed. It's this YouTube of games and from every single genre, and all of these people that haven't made a game before has made these fantastic creations. We need that now. And I think that
Agreed.
Media Molecule know this, and obviously they
Right.
have the connections with Sony, with IGN, GameSpot, Kotaku, all of these editorials, and I think that very soon we're going to see before and after shots from all of these editors, which will help in turn bring in the players.
Yeah. I think that's wow. That was a beautiful speech. Oh my gosh.
You touched on Corpo. He needed his Corpo blood started going. He pulls it out.
I am very passionate about the marketing of Dreams. I just wish I could just get in there and do it for them.
Yeah. Well, I think about, and I just want to say this before I go, because I see Jet Yeti is here. I think we can learn a lot from what Elka Gaming has done, which is find ways to make YouTube content or content on other platforms that that makes people want to play the games in spite of it being Dreams. Like just somebody to say, "Oh wow, look at this cool Avatar game that I want to play. This is awesome. I want to play this. Where can I play this? Where can I find this?" And it happens to be Dreams. And I think if we can somehow get those marketing abilities to put up, and I think the way Elka started was putting up like time lapses of making a level or making a character or an animation or something, and just giving it a nice clickbait title, putting it up there, and it brought in attention. So I think if we can find ways to get people to want to play the games without it mattering whether it's Dreams or not, I think that'll bring a lot more attention. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, a lot. I had some people ask me last week why I even had the Nelms brothers on the podcast, and because they're not dreamers, they're filmmakers.
Yeah.
And the reason I did it is because the more it gets accepted in different realms, or you inspire those people to come into it, that's more people that they can say, "Hey, we've seen this thing at work. People should really give this a try." And I mean, popularity works how it works, but they say it, people hear it, people are like, "Oh, well, let me check this out." And we're going to get back to that a little bit later, but it's just we have to attack it from every angle as the unofficial ambassadors of Dreams. And I'm not talking about us on this show. I mean all of us in chat and everything. That's what it's going to take. And if we can put it, we weren't hired, okay? I understand that. But if we all get out here and show people what we've done, then more people will come in to do what they can do. And as that equity grows, we will get the things that we want faster, because Sony will put even more money into Media Molecule to make it happen. So that's what it is for me. I know a lot of people think about Dreams only in the aspect of video games, but as I've said before, for me, it's always been about filmmaking. It's all like that's the whole reason I got in. So and I think there's power in that. There's a reason Sony made that music video. Yeah, it's one of the first things.
Just to touch on having the directors on to the show as well. In my opinion, it was definitely related to Dreams, specifically for filmmakers. Because that is something that doesn't necessarily get touched on a lot within Dreams, because predominantly Dreams is known for gaming. There is music and film, but the communities of those are much smaller than the community of people making games. And for those people that are making short films or even feature-length films in Dreams, I think having those directors on to hear their experience with filmmaking and their story would have been a great inspiration for them for what they're making in Dreams. So for me, it was totally relatable, and we have to make sure that we cater to all the genres of Dreams, not just the games, because Dreams is so much more than that.
It is. It's a incredibly powerful tool set that it doesn't matter. Only like it is not. I hear people say, "Oh, it doesn't have enough players. It's gonna go away. It's whatever." But you know what it is always gonna be? It's always gonna be the powerful tool set that it is, and that in and of itself is going to be a reason for people to use it, for people to find it, for people to appreciate it. So I agree. Like having those filmmakers on there, maybe they didn't realize how powerful this tool set was and what could be made in Dreams with it. And I'm sure anything that you say advice-wise about making films can translate to Dreams, because again, it's just a tool set that is extremely powerful and accessible, and it really shouldn't matter what you're making. It's true. It's just it has the capacity to do it, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And not to mention that, as I told them, like gaming itself has become more cinematic. So like knowing how to convey what you want to convey in the storyline and sections or set pieces in your game, it all applies. It all applies. So
absolutely.
Anything else you want to go over, Lise, before we let you go?
Well, so I'll just say that, if you've seen all the booths, like don't stop there. 2020, there was DreamsCom, but they had doors, so people could have a way for you to go look at their profile, go look at their other creations, and get all into that and stuff. But this year, there were no doors, so all that you see is the booth, which is great and cool, but people have got their information everywhere. Follow up on it. Like, I am just really amazed by how much more these creators who have made booths have going on than just what you see in that booth. So, if you've seen all the booths, if you know what's all there, like, go deeper. Like, there's no doorways to jump into this stuff, but if you can, write down the name or remember it or go to their Twitter or something, I beyond recommend it, because there is just a wealth of content there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, certainly.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your call, Liz.
Yeah,
my pleasure.
All right, and Jet Yeti, if you are still around and want to speak about DreamsCom, caller, you are on the air. Oh, wait.
Oh, here we go. Oh,
he's in. There we go. Welcome.
I still fucking hate Discord. Hi. Here.
Indeed.
I guess I'm gonna try and be a little bit more quote unquote professional than I was last time.
But, I mean,
yeah.
All right, well let's hear it. What have you got to say?
So this was my first DreamsCom. I've known about it for a while. I never got to experience it because I didn't know it even existed until I was later into Dreams, and I heard that they had a convention. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Will they ever do it again? Because I thought it was a sort of one-time thing. I guess not, and I'm actually really glad I got to experience it. I kind of wanted to make a booth after the fact that it's over. I originally didn't, because I figured my stuff would be placed next to well, of like a grand, like Sudi Pinions, like what this trailer shows right now. Well, what I'm seeing on stream right now with this trailer with Dr. Sunflare, or the animation booth, which is unfortunately I don't remember the name, and that was why I didn't want to or make a booth, was because if I did, it probably wouldn't stand out at all, and I figured mine was going to be lost in like the sea of all these fantastic creations that other people had. That and the thermal limit. If there wasn't such a strict thermal limit, I think I might have actually done it, but that was another one. But yeah, honestly, DreamsCon was fantastic. Just walking through, I saw every single booth. Only took a nice 9 hours. I played as many of the demos as I could. It was honestly really cool, and it felt like an actual convention as well, with like the
Yeah.
music playing, how all those different layouts for each of the floors. Oh, it was really cool, and honestly, I want another one. I want at least, if not another one, I at least want something of that scale again. Because the first time I ever got into a sort of Dreams collaboration thing, was what is it? The All Hallows Dream. That was also fantastic. Oh man, just all the horror. I'm not really one big into horror, but all the horror rooms put into one another,
Yeah.
and like you see everybody's creation. It was fantastic. I prefer something like this than the community jam. Although I get why the community jam is a thing, but I want to see more of these all dreamers included sort of creations that Media Molecule does.
Yeah.
Although I can easily see why they don't do it as often, because dear
Yeah.
God, this probably took so much time.
Yeah, the
And
scale, the scale
just
of it
organizing
all.
everything. Oh my God. That would be a nightmare, especially for like all the people who have to like go in and play test it to make sure everything works correctly and nobody's thing is broken. Even though it probably still ends up breaking anyways, because I think like everybody's subtitles, or everybody's booths who's had subtitles, were broken to an extent. Like they were either really big or they didn't show up at all, stuff like that. So honestly, I I kind of want to make a booth, even though it's over. I kind of want to make one anyways.
You should.
But
You should definitely do it and post it on Twitter for everyone to see with a link to In Dreams. Why not?
I'll guess I'll try and constrain it to a thermal limit. I had an idea for one. I was gonna use a puppet that I was making. That's not gonna work. He himself is way over the limit. I'll try and see what I can do. Uh, because it's like, also it's sort of an advertisement for yourself as well, like how Liz was saying, where it's like, hey, you see this cool person, you see this really cool creation, then you go ahead, you look up their name in Dreams, then it's like, oh, they have all these cool games, all these cool
Yeah.
puppets, all these cool videos and stuff like that. That's like an advertisement for yourself, and it's really cool.
And I think that's what exactly Media Molecule's intention with DreamsCom is. It's to give everybody the accessibleness to showcase what you've been working on, and so that everybody in the Dreamiverse has a chance to see that in an official event that they necessarily might have missed before, because obviously not everybody follows everyone on Twitter. You know, as much as they curate the playlist on the Dreamiverse, there's only so much they can do to get everybody's game in the limelight so everybody can see it. And I think that's why they want to do DreamsCom the way they do, is so that everybody has that equal opportunity to show what they've been working on, to give them the most maximum output that they can for people to play, see, or watch their stuff.
Yeah. And then it was similar thing with the All Hallows Dream, although it was more of like, I think people who were like specializing in horror stuff kind of had the spotlight there. Typhus, Reckless Snipes, things of that nature. Although I will say, who was it? Kataya's booth. I remember when he was creating it and he like showed off the finished product. That was actually pretty. That was actually pretty brutal. They unfortunately censored quite a lot of it when they put it into the final thing. And I think there was a couple of them as well, because Danny Kaka was another one. I helped with his booth a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Uh, there weren't. I don't think there was. Oh, that's right. Danny Kaka's booth was also not sent. Yeah, I guess censored again. But that was more of the. I think he had like a scene on his booth that said "Free PS5," and then an ambulance would burst through the wall, signifying his Oh, what's that game? I can't remember his game. It's the one with the ambulance, and I can't remember. Someone in chat might know. Ah, it's gonna annoy the hell out of me.
Yeah.
But Patient Patrol, that's what it was. There you go, Patient Patrol. Ghost forgot it. And yeah, that's also really cool. Having like little snip. May not be able to add like your whole game into it, but have like these cool references to it, stuff like that in your booth. The only thing I really, really wanted with the booths is to be able to go into that dream or that demo of whatever it was when you're at the booth. So it's like press square to go to the demo and do that. But then
Yes,
that would require doorways, and
they
that's
did
already a
it.
mess in itself.
They did it last year with DreamsCom. Doorways was there, so you could literally enter the demo or the trail in Dreams trailer or whatever straight away, and it just caused so many problems because there were so many doorways, and
Yeah, I
that
heard
I mean
about
that
that.
yeah that's why they got rid of it. And I can imagine, with that many booths, and that many floors, with the amount of people that entered Dreamscom, I could just imagine that it would add so much more time and resource from the team to make sure that that was fully working. So I think that's ultimately why it wasn't there, which is understandable. I totally get it.
Would have been cool though. I don't know if they had it, but it would have been cool is if like you press say X or square or whatever on like one of the info panels that you can get, and it
Mm.
would like pull up a QR code, and then you just scan it with your phone or whatever other device, and it pulls you to the In Dreams link of the actual demo. I think that would have been really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think as we go on, Dreamscom is going to evolve. It's going to get more technical every year, and eventually, it's just going to become this event that's far too big for itself, and it's going to be fantastic. But yeah, Dreamscom 2022. I'm sure we'll see some more improvements than we did on 21. But yeah, it's been
Uh-oh.
cool.
Yeah,
What
I
I
hope
would
to
say,
see more Dreamscom. Oh, say that.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, more Dreamscom always. And like you said, more things like Dreamscom, because I agree with you there. And like the more of these we can have to like pull people and resources together, the better, in my opinion. So yeah, more big scale things. I agree.
Oh, oh,
So
I'm sorry. I'm
All right.
kind of getting captivated. I'm
oh,
I
looking
think
at
the
some
we
of
the
need
these
to.
trailers
reality.
on the looking at some of these trailers from the sort of I guess it would be past broadcast to you, but I at first I thought you were playing the that PS5 demo showcase, but no, it's in Dreams. I'm like,
No.
oh, you just fooled me there. You just fooled me there.
Well, we're gonna, if you don't mind, we're
Yeah, we
gonna
need to
move
move
ahead
on.
because we still got a few things we need to talk about as well as take these calls. So I think after JC Hedges, we have Ghost Fruit next, and we have JC Hedges after, and after that, we're gonna round out our DreamsCom podcast and then get to that community challenge I wanted to bring up. But thank you again for joining us, Jet Yeti. I appreciate it, and we're gonna do this more.
All right, yeah, and I'd love to see more of the open lines. And like I said before last time, I wouldn't mind joining on for an episode. It's just that I was waiting for DreamsCon to end because I'm pretty sure everybody was busy trying to make their
Yeah,
booths and set up stuff.
Of course, yeah. Well, no worries. Reach
everybody
out
was
to us
stressed out of
and
their mind.
well, just reach out to us and we'll arrange something. Thank you very much for coming on the call.
All right, I'll see. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time.
All
All
right.
right, man. See you next time. And Ghost Fruit, you are live on the air. If you're still here.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can hear
we can
you.
hear you. How are you?
How's it going? I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you. Happy to talk about DreamsCom.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just coming on to do my corny 1 minute speech after hearing Jet Yeti say a sentiment which I think we've seen around the Dreamiverse and Twitter and other spaces and just any creative space where there's a feeling like my work is going to get lost or my thing that I do, why does it matter if it's going to be viewed next to this other person who's a monster or this, people are already doing XYZ and everything has already been done and I'm just doing it. So who cares kind of thing. But, and it's really easy to get lost in that train of thought. And I've been there. I bet you all the people that we look up to have been there as well. Um, and thank you, Hayes Gamer. But my whole thing is just like, and this helped me because this is a message that helped me. So I'm hoping hearing this will help someone. And it's just knowing that there really is only one you in the whole world, and no one else is going to phrase something or create something exactly in the way that you're going to do it. You have your own set of experiences and and things that you've learned and ways that you like to put things together and colors and sounds and textures that just come naturally to you as a person. So if you're doing something that is just your way and you're putting it together, it's always going to be unique. It's always going to be valuable. It's always going to be worthwhile for you to put it out there. So when you feel that, that feeling coming up of why does it matter? Just remember that you're the only person who's going to give birth to that exact creation that way. No one else is going to bring that thing to dreams, to whatever, the way that you're going to do it. So
Now, I
do it.
completely agree with you. And like the first thing that comes to my mind when you say that from an out of dreams perspective is, you could sit there and think, well, why do we have so many of these battle royale games? And the reason is because they are all the same thing, but they all offer something completely different. Like, Warzone's completely different to Fortnite, Fortnite's completely different to Apex Legends. They're all the same thing, but they just do things a little differently from one another, and that gives you the variety. And it's the
Yeah.
same with any creation you make in Dreams. You could be making a game that is identical to someone else in Dreams that has got massive clout online, but that doesn't mean that your game isn't going to be any less popular because you're going to do something different because you're unique and the way you think is different to the way they think. And people are going to love what you've done because it hits with them more than what the other person's creation does. You can't merit your own success off of someone else's.
Or as I like to put it, the originality is in the execution. And that
There you go.
is completely
That-
individual. So
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
yeah. So I mean, more people, like I said, I'll be posting more stuff from last week, but there is the thing we talked about last week, which is like your personal velocity and the fact that you can't get bogged down by what you how do you say by like where you are. Like, a lot of people who didn't catch on to Dreams basically were like, I tried, it wasn't going well, this sucks, I'm done, because they didn't jump on and they weren't Cory Barlog the first time they touched and tried to make a game.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, yeah, personal velocity. Like we're all learning, even the people that I would say most of the community looks up to as like the gods, the final bosses of Dreams. They're still learning. Like, and if you look at their conversations, they talk to each other and they're still teaching each other things that the other person didn't know. So, it's just get out there and
yeah.
Cory Barlog is the dude who Cory Barlog is the creator of God of War. So, yeah.
Wow, too.
He sounds like a final boss. Yeah.
He does. He does. So, is there anything else that you wanted to go over with us, Ghost Fruit?
That's it for now. But yeah, I'll let you guys continue on. But thanks for having me on.
Thank you for your philosophical look into Dreams. We appreciate it.
Indeed.
Anytime.
Thanks for your call.
Bye, guys.
Later. And JC Hedges, you are now live on the air. Come in when you're ready.
Hello. Welcome to the show. Thank you for calling.
Well, we're still waiting for him to join up. Wait. Or is he muted? What's going on here?
Oh, no, I can hear him.
Okay, there it is.
Hello?
There it is. Yeah, I got you now.
Cool. Yeah. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Yeah, I just never really ever catch you live, so it was nice to both catch you live and get a chance
Oh,
to chat for a little bit. So
Oh,
thank you for
there we
having
go.
me.
No problem.
Fantastic. And what would you like to chat about today?
I just wanted to say how much fun DreamsCom was this year. I actually kind of threw a booth together, even though my character with everything lowest detail possible is 12% thermo, so just her torso was in the booth.
Yep.
But yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I just really leaned into the transforming arm because that was like the coolest thing, and just made a little booth around that, and that made me really happy to finish it. It wasn't anything super special, but I was just happy to get something in and watch streamers check it out, and I encourage everyone to do the same. And just remember that like the absolute star of DreamsCon was a silly little booth with a guy singing and playing a banjo. So just remember to just make something and just get it in there.
Yeah.
And
100%.
I'm sure somebody will love it.
Every booth is special. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
I just, even I keep going back to it, but the guy, I don't know who it was, and someone in chat, please let me know if you know who it is. But the guy that made the booth where the guy's just sleeping with the list of stuff that he wanted to make for his booth, like
Yeah.
it was so simple. It was so simple, but it was so memorable. It was so clever. Just like the small things. Like you don't need to make these huge, extravagant booths to be recognized. Just be original. Like that guy just had that original idea and was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this, and it paid off because I haven't stopped talking about it on this whole show. I love it. It was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of my favorite booths was just like that bouncy house, just tanking.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
Actually,
good.
and also that bouncy booth that was like right next to mine, like Bouncy World or something like that. It was just fun watching every single streamer. Like, I was this like loser checking out every Dream streamer to see if they were looking at my booth, and like my booth always followed that bouncy one that they had so much fun in.
You mean being a winner, checking out other streamers in Dreams?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, but it was just like I just think they really nailed it with DreamsCom this year. Like the way they just put everyone's trailers on their official YouTube channel. Like I think that was like the biggest improvement over last year. Like such a great idea just to. I mean, like this. I mean, essentially these are like new games, sort of from Media Molecule. So it just makes sense for those games to live on their YouTube channel, and like you could tell, like, and this is not a slight against anyone's, that like there's no like they clearly were just like, yeah, anyone who has a trailer, just send it to us and we'll put it up. Like they were not like evaluating, like they were not expecting like the best of the best. They were just like, did you make a game trailer? Cool, we'll put it up.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool.
That's what I love about them. They really don't judge you on the quality of your creation, because like you said, they could have easily curated the trailers and only put up the best of the best so it reflects Media Molecule better on their channel. Like you would think that a company of their stature, especially being owned by a conglomerate like Sony, would have that type of idea and way of thinking. But like, no, anything at all. We don't care. If it's made in Dreams, we want to put it on the channel. I just love that they just treat everything equal, and one dream is not better than another dream based on fidelity alone. And yeah, I just think they're so wholesome when it comes to things like that, and it's one of the reasons why I've followed them since Little Big Planet. They're just real, down to earth, no rubbish people, and yeah.
With Dreams is my first Media Molecule game, but like it just came around at like the perfect time where like I've always wanted, like, I have all these different creative pursuits I've always tried to dive into, but every single time it's always like I spend like $80 on some software, and then like I start getting into it and I realize I need like 5 different programs just to get like anything going. And Dreams is like the only casual
all-in-one solution.
Yeah, like so many people underestimate that. They're like, when can I sell my games? It's like, just chill, people. Like, this
and my answer to them is before you worry about selling your game, learn how to make one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, learn how to use the tools. By the time you have mastered Dreams, I guarantee you that exportation will be a thing, because Dreams isn't an overnight stay. It's gonna take you a while. Yes, it's accessible. Yes, it's a lot easier than traditional engines to create something, but it's by no means an easy feat.
Yeah, like you still have to make a video game. That's what a lot of people don't realize.
You've still got to make it. You've got to put hours and hours in. I mean, I would hate to think how many hours we've put into Dino already, and we have got hundreds and hundreds more hours to go before that thing's finished. It's as many
Yeah.
hours as making a game in any other engine. So learn the tools first, and then don't worry, by the time you're finished making your massive MMORPG that everybody wants to make in Dreams, exportation will be a thing. So just make your game first and worry about that later.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've just been fiddling with cloth for like a year.
Yeah. Yeah. And doing a great job
Uh,
from what I've seen.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm very,
yeah,
very
yeah.
happy with where it's at now. Now
Yeah.
I'm finally actually trying to give my character some gameplay.
Yeah.
now
I've
that
got
the
to
cloth
dodge.
is complete.
And see you next year. No, no. No.
When I've got more than a dodge, I'll try and get on as an actual guest so you can actually have something to run in the
Oh,
background.
that'd be great. We'd love
Yeah.
that.
Absolutely love it. And with that, is there anything else you wanted to go over?
Oh no, I'll let you guys go so we can keep this thing rolling. But it was fun to chat for a little bit.
Yeah, stay in
All right.
touch, and we're doing these more and more often now where we have callers, so feel free to call back in.
Thanks for
Will
your
do.
call.
All right, thanks guys.
Bye.
Yeah. So
Many
guys,
calls today. I'm loving it.
Yeah, but now it's time for us to get kind of get back into the real mix of things. Because we still need to go over these originals, and I'll let you start with the gloating first. You go first. I'm gonna come in second.
Well, it's just like, we talked about this before on a previous episode. Like, we was talking about the future of dreams and
No, you know what? You're too tame. No. We called it. I told y'all this was happening. I told y'all.
Yeah, we kinda did.
Okay. Now you can go. And you just didn't come in with any energy, man. What, you got decaf over there today?
I don't want
What's
to gloat. I don't want to gloat and be
Look,
like, "Oh,
look.
I already knew this was happening
Look.
because we predicted it on the show." I'm not that kind of person.
First of all, you are that type of person, and I don't know why you would sit out here lying to these people, making me look bad.
I'm trying to be modest, okay?
Okay, well,
Yeah. All right. Well, we called it. Like
Go.
we spoke about this on the show before, and I think we even said, now don't quote me on it, but I am more certain that on an episode before, and I will scave the episodes to find out, I'm more sure we said they would call it Originals as well, because we was on about Netflix, wasn't we? How
Yep.
Netflix has Netflix originals
Yep.
and Amazon originals. We was talking about all of the streaming services.
No, I'm just.
and we said, well, Media Molecule will make originals, and then when they showed it on the show, I was like, oh my god, we predicted originals. So cool.
The best to
But
never
yeah.
do it. That's the best to never do it. All right, we out here anyway. So,
But it's really interesting though that for me, the most interesting thing about Originals is that they've acquired Tren, which is really interesting. Now, my thought is this acquisition style for Originals going to be exclusive to dreams that are being made by Media Molecule employees? Or in the future, are they going to see a game that they really like the look of, that's being made by a dreamer in the Dreamiverse, and spin them a message and say, hey, we really like what you're doing, we would like this to be an original, how would you feel about having it as an original, and we will help you develop the game to where you want to get it to? And that's what I find really interesting, is are they going to start picking up games from the Dreamiverse to turn them into much bigger creations that particular team or person necessarily couldn't do in a reasonable timescale?
on why Ledbetter said, doubt it, people would whine that they pick favorites. I mean, people gonna whine anyway.
Yeah, they're gonna whine anyway. So
I mean, but yeah, I do get what you're saying, Wide Led, because I mean, all you have to do is look at the impies to see how that'll go. Because there was a few real ugly takes being spread around the Dreamiverse that was real unbecoming of the community. But everybody at the end, we all came back together. But there was some moments where I was like, yo, people are literally out here like it's the Warriors. And there's different factions of fucking game makers who are just sitting there swinging a chain, looking real side-eye at somebody. And I'm like, why is everybody so mad? Like, but at the same time, Oh no! Ghost Root said we lost Acer at the last piece. He wasn't even one of the people that I heard going crazy. Wait, did we lose Jamie? Are you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, because I thought I saw you laughing, but I couldn't hear anything. I was like,
okay.
Yeah, y'all saw that, right?
I might have froze. It's possible I might have just frozen for a second or something.
I'm like, this man is like silent laughing, like in his gut. Anyway, it's just all that aside, like I believe this is what needs to happen. I think that if it's going to take them longer than they think or than they thought it would to get exporting, I think that's the right way to go. Because then you don't have to worry about exporting anymore. We can literally make Dreams the Netflix of games.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to worry about who's getting paid for what asset, or all that stuff can be worked out just by it's contained in the Dreamiverse.
In the Dreamiverse, yeah.
And so there's ways to do this and do it really well. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it.
I think Originals definitely has the capability to literally change the face of Dreams and what it means to be in the Dreamiverse. I think especially when they get the players in and, all these people start making regular content, more premium style looking games that the average gamer wants to see starts to be uploaded to Dreams. Then you have this whole Original thing happening. It literally is going to turn into the Netflix of gaming. And I, am super excited to see where that goes. I can see their vision. They're slowly giving us little pieces of the pie. With Originals, DreamsCom, the MPs, it's all starting to come together, where you're starting to see their master plan of what they're trying to do, and they are literally going to take over and create the first Netflix of gaming. And a lot of people say that Game Pass is that, but this is community driven. It's everything that anybody that's wanted to make something is going to be, in a way that no one has ever seen it before. And it's just so cool to be a part of the ride, to see it just slowly unwind piece by piece. Oh man, within the next 5 years, it's going to be ridiculous what Dreams is going to become. Crazy.
And I mean, look, let's just call it what it is. We're still, as we keep saying, we're still in the beginning. We're still in the beginning, and every day I have to think about, because a lot of times we, because of certain issues that we've had with marketing and stuff like that, we're like, I mean, do they not know what they have? And, I'm going to be honest, like, I don't think, like, even though I see the universe in Dreams, like, I see, like, for me, this is like the tool of the future. Still, sometimes I sit back and I'm like, I see these creations and run into people and see what they specialize in and what they do. And I'm like, hell, I didn't even think truly like we could get here. So it's not far-fetched to think that like Media Molecule and Sony, of course they love the game. Of course they see what we're doing. But I mean, there has to be that almost that level of how far are these people going to take it? Like, before we change anything, how far are people going to get? And it really is mind blowing. It really is mind blowing. I mean, just this week we've met an animator who.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
I just I'm not gonna say it out loud right now, because I don't know if they want that attention. But I met an animator this week who absolutely blew my mind. Like, and this is even after seeing some of the top things that we all know. We all know certain things are currently holding the crown, and just being like, oh my God, that doesn't, in my opinion, that doesn't hold a candle to what I'm seeing right now. And the fact that I can still be that blown away while thinking that Dreams can do any and everything it's craziness. And so, like, I just, everybody keep being awesome. Keep working on what you want. And no, Jovork is amazing.
We're not mentioning any names.
But
okay?
we're not mentioning names. But yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. Another thing I've seen out there where I'm just like, something I think people do need to, because I've had this same problem, so I don't want to preach to anybody, but I see people on like Twitter because Twitter's where you go for dreams. I'll say that again. In case you don't know, if you want to get your stuff more seen and like interact with people, Twitter is the place you need to be. Like the hashtag made in dreams, hashtag dreams PS4, PS5, whatever. Like, but I know it's really hard to have a huge idea that you want, that you need help on. Like, and you don't get that help in the speed that you want it. I know I know personally that's really hard to take, but some people need to calm down. Like real talk.
Yeah.
Some people need to calm down. It's starting to sound a little, it's more than salt. And
it's entitlement is what it is.
It's becoming a little rough. So just as a heads up to some people out there, I'm not, once again, no names, because we all in this together. Believe me, I know your frustrations. I know them so much that it hurts deep inside in some of the no places. But we got to calm down. It'll fall into place. This isn't a competition. We're going to be seeing this stuff for a long time. Sometimes you just got to, like I did, go to help another project. Come back to yours and bring back to yours what you learned. Just keep it cordial out here, guys. We have too good of a community to have people trying to curse people out on Twitter. No one in particular, just the community as a whole. People, like, F this community, nobody will help me. Like, calm down, man. Like, real talk. It's just part of the game. It's the game. It's not, there's no race. We're all learning, and there may be people who can help, but don't even think they can help. Because, like, a lot of people aren't that super confident about what they do, even if other people consider them amazing in dreams. Even if
like, oh no, my stuff is terrible. It's like, oh, shut up. You're a god.
Yeah. It's, it's like, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, just like with real life. We're in the Dreamiverse, but we're still in IRL. So,
just remember what dreams is. I think a lot of people can get caught up in their creations and their vision of what they want to make, and it all comes from passion. It all comes from, a good place, but you just need to remember, why you're doing it in the first place, and remember that, all these people are in the same boat as you, and just respect one another, and what will be will be. It's, if you're really angry because no one will help you, then I would suggest, try and giving them an incentive to want to work with them. Say, well, if you help me with this, is there anything I can help you with your project that you're struggling on? Because we all have our strengths. If you need animation work and you're terrible at animation, but you're a logician wizard, put a tweet out and say, I'm really terrible at animation. Can someone animate the scene for me? And in return, I will logic up anything you need, because logic is my strong suit. Help each other out.
What are you building? Got some logic for that animation.
Like JC Hedges in chat, he says, anyone who wants a cape that looks good, hit me up.
Yeah. I mean, and like I said, and I'm telling y'all just from a personal, like, we've joked about multiple times how I got on Team Dino. And a lot of it came from, like, I reached out for a team and I didn't hear from anybody. And so then I saw someone else reach out for a team, and I was like, well, I know what that's like. I can do something for this project. So I joined that. And through that, I've been able to slowly work on and get better. So my project, like my first project that I was trying to get people for, if like what I would have put out then as opposed to what I can put out now, just personally, is leaps and bounds better. Not to mention the people who are now willing to help me. And it's like, yeah, my overall project is going to be better. Like my personal project is going to be better because of everything I've done to help other people. And that wasn't why I helped other people. I just wanted to work in Dreams and get more embedded in the community. Because like I told y'all, I didn't even get to do the last DreamsCom. So it's just, just getting in. Just keep it cordial out here, guys. Like, we are a wonderful community that is an oddity within gaming itself.
Yeah, it is
and we
super
need to,
rare.
And
Don't
we need to
spoil
protect
it.
that.
Yeah, please don't spoil it.
And on my last note that I wanted to talk about, Tren.
Tren.
Look, it's been on this screen, and I've been wanting to talk about it while I've been blowing it out hardcore.
Boy.
But it's time now. If anybody has a direct line to John Beach, we need to get him on here because I need to talk to that man. Okay?
Yeah.
Anybody got a line?
I actually have been chatting to John this week, so I'm hoping to get him on the show soon.
I'm just trying to get him out here because
everybody just at him and just say, please come on the show.
No, don't do that. Not everybody.
Yes, dude,
not
yes.
everybody.
Yeah,
I'm asking for a direct line. I'm not trying to make him come on here and be like, look, guys, I'm busy. I get the messages. I just need time. Like, I don't want the man coming on here frustrated out of his mind because we literally berated him into coming on the show. I'm just saying.
I want to talk. I've never wanted to talk trains so much in my life. Like, I seriously never thought that trains would be the main thing I want to talk about in Dreams when I first joined this community, but I just want to talk trains so much. I just love everything about his creation. It's just so, so good, and I need to know more.
The fact that it was on PS4 too.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that it was shown to us on PS4, and I literally was sitting here like, oh man, it's cool that, people were able to get PS5s at Media Molecule. And it's not. It's a PS4. That's insane. Mm-hmm. That it continues. My PS4 would be on fire if I tried to work on this goddamn game. But he did this on PS. It's just amazing. Amazing. And yes, Y Ledbetter just said trains with friends. And I have never wanted I've never wanted multiplayer so bad.
Yep.
Then when he just said, when I read that, I was like, oh no.
Just having like train races would be so cool. Like being able to upgrade the engine and stuff and having these races on the track. Oh, good. We need it. I don't think we're going to see Tren this year though. I think it's going to be a 2022 release for Tren, to be honest. I reckon we've got the Ancient Dangers game. We've got that this year. That's definitely coming this year. So I think this is going to be the original of 2022, personally.
And what let's better say, I mean, he probably made it on a PS5. He didn't. Well, let me put it like this. He didn't make all of it on a PS5 because he's been showing scenes of everything he's been building this game since probably about 8 months before the PS5 even dropped.
Like he's been working on this for a very, very long time.
Yeah, like this stuff that he was showing, like just this area that you're seeing now on the screen of like the attic area with the train, like he showed most of that before PlayStation 5 even came out. And so
as far as I know, he's been working on this for longer than a year because I've been following his progress with this before Lucid Nebula Studios was even a thing. So it's been a long time he's been working on this game. Because I originally started following his work on the Facebook groups before I realized Twitter was the place to be. But yeah, he's been working on this for a very long time. And I'm really pleased that has picked it up and he's going to have the help with it because he's been doing this pretty much solo the whole time. So the fact that he's going to have all of, his colleagues working on it with him and using their strengths to build the game even better it's really nice to see that his hard work has paid off. It would have paid off anyway, but the fact that is backing it now it's just really nice to see that they appreciate the work that even their own team is doing on Dreams, and they're embracing that as well. It's nice. I like it.
Yeah. So with that, I'm gonna go back to the twofer. Here we go. We'll go back to the twofer. And did you want to make the Dino announcement before we end? Or do you want to wait till next week?
I might wait till next week, I think.
Okay. Well, then what I'm going to say, because I'll also hold the main portion of this back until next week, but going back to last podcast with the Nelms brothers, they had brought up an idea for a Fat Man game, and I want to have the community make that for them, because that, just to go back to what Lee's was talking about earlier with, Elka and him working on Avatar, bringing people into Dreams, just like that, if, we show how easy it is to take an IP, and I'm not saying anything that's like super, super crazy, or it can be as crazy as we want it to be, but the Nelms brothers want to come back on this show. And when they come back, I want to be able to show them what we can do, because that ultimately could get us some more play, even from possibly studios that want to just make little licensed games that they can promote along with movies. This is how we get it going, guys. This is how we do it.
It is definitely the stepping stones to the future.
So, I'm going to come back to talk about this more next week, but if just think about it, watch Fat Man. If you haven't seen it yet, I promise you it will be your favorite Christmas movie. It's one of my favorite movies right now anyway, but watch Fat Man. We'll talk about this next week.
We have a plan. We just wanted to let you know that plan is in action and to be ready, because it's going to be really cool as well. I think the way that we're going about it is going to be really fun.
Yes, if you need okay, you know what? I'm going to give you the breakdown. Here's the breakdown for Fat Man, in case you need more inspiration to go watch this movie. Yes, Notre Dame, it is Mel Gibson playing Santa Claus. And Santa's down on his luck because business has been slow because of naughty kids and the state of the world. So he has to pick up a manufacturing contract with the U.S. government. Meanwhile, on the other side of the nation, of the U.S., a rich kid gets coal for being a naughty boy. So he hires a hitman, played by Walton Goggins, to go and kill Santa. There's your setup. Okay? If that doesn't sound like the most awesome thing to you, I don't know what you're doing here.
It's so good.
But this is going to Peggy 12.
Peggy 12.
So if y'all haven't seen that yet, watch it. We're going to reconvene back here next week, and we're going to see if anybody wants to have a go at doing this, because I already have an idea for how it'll work. But
just imagine how cool it would be to go to the movie directors of this film and say, our community together has created the Fat Man game for you that we joked about on the show when you was last on. Since then, this community has embraced that idea, and here we go. We're going to play it live with you now. We're going to play through what the community has made as Fat Man the game. Like, that is so cool.
That's easily marketable.
Really, yeah, it's so marketable. Like, you can see the headlines now, It's just let's get on it. I think it's very exciting. I think it's a very cool idea, and I really think the community should back it, because I don't think anything like this has been done in Dreams yet.
So, basically, that's it for this week. We are done. I hope everybody enjoyed our DreamsCom Roundup. And I had a lot of fun with everyone that called in. Like I said, we're going to be doing this a lot more. So,
I like it.
Don't remember the themes. Must have been sleep. Resident sleeper. So if you can sleep through how awesome that movie is and how real it is with the acting, man, I'm telling y'all, watch that joint. Watch it. And if you have Netflix and you don't feel like going to find Fat Man, watch Small Town Crime, because that's awesome as well. Also made by the Nelms brothers. Anyway, I would get into a movie podcast, but that's an oversaturated market that, no one. I don't meet people who like to talk movies as much as I do. Like, I just don't know. I've maybe met 2 people in my life who like to talk movies as much as I do. So
was those 2 people the actual Nelms brothers?
Yeah, actually. No, it's over it as a realistic number, it would probably be like 5 people in my life that like to speak it, but I could talk forever about movies. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you. And again, Tamjin Shu, subscribe, Twitch Prime. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you to all the callers. We are ending it for now. I love you all. And let me go ahead and queue up somebody to pass all these lovely people to. And y'all know sometimes it doesn't show me everybody that's online. So on my list, I have Sauceless One.
Ooh,
Sauceless One will do. There we go.
There you go.
Sauceless One is going to take over from here because he is a fantastic dreamer, singer, musician, everything. Show him the same love that you've shown us. Okay? So
and we will see you all next week.
Next week.